Alright, how do you pay these boys? What is the best method of paying guys to get the best results? Let's go over it. Alright, jabronis. Yeah, you heard the man. What up, jabrones? Got the mic set up, got a light set up, trying to make this look a little more professional, hoping it sounds decent. I may actually buy a better mic. But I want to talk about how you should pay people. Commission, hourly, sliding pay scale, bonus. What do I think is the best? Well, I'm very opinionated, and I'm obviously going to fucking tell you. So number one, I think that a high hourly wage is the best, is a standard. It should be a minimum. That way guys can kind of, at a minimum, know what kind of quality of life they can get, right? So for me, I pay above union scale, and that's for a couple of reasons, because I do want guys to make real good money, but also I need to, I'm a small company. I'm only a year old now, so I need to be able to attract people, so I do pay a higher wage. But I've got two different ways to give them bonuses. I've got a new guy I'm hiring who's going to be starting on service, and he's going to get bonuses a certain way, and my construction guys get bonuses a certain way. But everybody gets a high base wage no matter what. Now, the reason I don't like commission-based pay or sliding pay scale, which is basically fucking commission, I mean, it's the same shit, is because it makes my employees' interests and my customers' interests at odds. Like, they're not on the same page anymore once I do that. And because I did it. I did residential sales, and, like, I was a hell of a salesman, and I could talk people into buying shit, and I could convince them that this was the best decision. And it, like, really put me at odds with my morals, right? Because, like, I had a stay-at-home wife, with either pregnant or with the baby on the way, and or had the baby, and I'm supporting everybody, so I got to make a lot of money. And, like, say I go to a house and there's a leak in the yard, right? And if I can just fix that leak in the yard, the spot repair, I'm going to have to dig it up. I'm going to be there for like 4 hours, and, it's only going to be like $1,000 at best, which is still not cheap, but it's going to be a crazy big job for me. But if I talk you into getting a whole new yard service for $6,800 and you finance it, I could talk you into paying $60 a month. And, we'll have a crew here tomorrow, brand new, lifetime warranty, start to finish, all brand new, never worry about it again. And a lot of people who didn't have the money to actually do that shit, I could talk them into doing it. And it wasn't really necessary for them to do. And if they were going to finance it, finance that fucking spot repair, if nothing else, or not even call somebody fucking cheaper. But I don't know, it just put me at odds with the customer where I was selling them shit that I didn't necessarily know was in their best interest. But I knew it was in my best interest to get it sold. And so I didn't want that at my company. I don't like that at my company, because the sliding pay scale is the same as commission. It's just the same shit. I need to get my revenue up over 10,000 and I fucking bank, Which, God, when I was doing it, the fucking scales were... Ugh. Anyway, so that's why I like the way I operate for construction. I give these guys a chance to get a bonus. First of all, like I said, I pay above union scale. Whatever, like, I think union scale for journeyman is like 38 in Dallas right now, maybe 39. And all my journeymen are over 40. All of them. Most of them are significantly above that. But what I do is we have an estimated cost for a job, right? So I get... and I've talked to you guys about how I do my pricing. You get a cost of goods sold. That's the labor, materials, and fixtures on a project. And all three of those added up, we have a certain price that we expect it to be, and then we generate our markup off that, and that's how we get our gross margin to run the company. So if I say this job has a predicted cost of $15,000 for labor, fixtures, material, and I can get that journeyman on that job to get that cost down to $11,000 instead of $15,000, there's $4,000 extra dollars there. I'm fine splitting that with him, because I'm still getting my gross. I'm getting $2,000 more gross now. And so the job went better than I wanted, and he's incentivized, so he's tied to the profit, right? Because if you want guys to take ownership in their work, you've got to give them ownership, over their pay. You got to tie them to the profit. And so there needs to be a way that you can tie them to the profit without putting them at odds with the customer, where they're still trying to accomplish what's in the customer's best interest. And the biggest issue with my system, is you get guys who can get lazy, complacent, and you can get a loss of quality control, because guys are just trying to turn and burn. They want to get this job done and get a bonus for it. So that's where you have your supervisors got to be tied into their main focus has to be quality control. There's no bonus if we're coming back fixing shit. And I will get very upset if I go on a job and shit isn't, perfectly straight, 90-degree, plumb, square, and level, everything. I want it to look like a fucking laser show in that bitch. And if it's not perfect and square and dead on, like, you're going to have to cut it out and fix it. And that's going to go into the cost of that job. If we can cut it out and you're the labor on that and the cost on that and we still come in way under, you're fucking good. You're still getting a bonus. But I'm not going to sell a shoddy product. So the biggest issue with my method is quality control. And if you, like, I've talked to you guys about the way I systemize my jobs, especially my construction jobs. They're systemized to where it's kind of it's dummy simple, and that's a big quality control measure in itself. Now, I've hired a new guy who's a real badass. His van's out in the shop right now. I want him to be geared towards service, and he gets paid he's going to get paid a high hourly wage, again, significantly higher than union scale. And like the kind of base bonus structure I've worked out with him, I'm not going to say it because it's, well, like, I've worked out a structure for him where he's got to, like, basically, we're going to kind of have, like, a minimum, like, we can expect a certain amount of bonus every month, but we do have to be hitting these revenue goals as a service technician, like, and I'm not even going to get too hard on him on gross margin. It's going to be more about just revenue overall. Like, if you can generate this much revenue, you can get a minimum of this much bonus, but we can refine it. And it takes some trust because, you have to know I'm not going to fuck you, which I know I wouldn't advise other people to take a bonus structure like what I offered this guy because it's not really ironed out, like fully guaranteed. And, which takes a lot of faith on his part because I could fuck him, right? I'm obviously not gonna, but like I could. But that's just to me the only way to do it. I don't want my people trying to fuck customers over. So, I don't know. You guys let me know what y'all think. And again, I think this is the way that it represents my company best because it gets my employees are trying to get done what you want done. They're incentivized to get it done faster and better. You know what I mean? All the things my customer wants, my employees are incentivized to do. So it kind of puts all three of us, me, the employee, and the customer, all in the same boat where we're all winning, right? So let me know what you think, Bye.